Hey guys, I hope you are doing well and enjoying spending 24 hours of every day at home or enjoying working out there with all the crazy world. So I hope you're doing well. Anyway, I wanted to make a little video here about conditionals because some people are asking me a few questions, and of course, nothing is perfectly easy. So let's talk about it together a little bit. So mostly people are asking me about how to know the difference. Like, how do you know if it's a real situation or an unreal situation? So, how do we know if a conditional is real or unreal? And the answer is that is completely based on your opinion or belief. I guess I'll just say opinion or belief. Okay, so it's all about what you believe, if it's real or unreal, right? So if it's real, if it's a real conditional, it's supposed to be something that you believe is possible or already true. Okay, so example, you believe if Charlie studies a lot, he will pass his final exam. Okay, so here I use the simple present tense in the if clause. Simple present tense. Here's my if clause right here, right? And I used the simple future in my, I hope you remember what the other clause is called, the results clause. Okay, so whenever you see simple tense and simple tense, then you know that it is a real situation, which means that the speaker or the writer believes that it's possible. So I believe that if Charlie studies a lot, he will pass his final exam. That's my opinion. I believe it's possible. Okay, or something that's true that really no one can argue with, like if it's very, let's see, if it is very cold outside, most people wear warm clothes. Okay, so here again, we have our if clauses first. But of course, I could start with results. I could say most people wear warm clothes if it is very cold outside. We can always, where's my camera? We can always switch the order, okay, of the clauses. But anyway, in my if clause, I have simple present. If it is very cold outside, most people wear warm clothes. So this one is an example of real present. So I'm going to write that here. Real present. And this one is an example. The first one was an example of real future. Okay, so in the first one, I believe it's possible that he will pass his final exam if he studies a lot. In the second one, I believe it is true. I mean, you cannot really argue with me, right? If it is very cold outside, most people wear warm clothes. That's not impossible. So both of these are real. Okay? So if you remember the chart I gave you, actually let me give you one more example. Let's do real past. If you drove here on the 210 freeway this morning, that's past, comma, you probably were in lots of traffic. Okay? So I believe that it's true that if you drove on the 210 freeway this morning, I know that freeway, or all Los Angeles freeways, are always have a lot of traffic, right? So if you drove here earlier today on the 210 freeway, then you probably were in lots of traffic. Results clause. Okay, so you can see simple past drove and simple past were. So that is going to be real. I don't know if I have room. Real past. I'll put that down here. Okay, so every time for real situations, we got simple tense, simple present, simple future. Hey, how come, since this is future, why don't I say, if Charlie will study a lot, he will pass the final exam. I do not say this, this is bad. I do not say this because we cannot put future inside an if clause. Just like a time clause, you cannot put future. So just like a time clause, I'm going to change it to simple present. If Charlie studies. Okay? So if Charlie studies simple present a lot, he will pass his final exam. That is simple future. So that is an example of a future sentence, and it's real. I believe it's possible. Okay? Simple tense here and simple tense here. Then for real present, if it is very cold outside, it means every time that most people wear, simple present, warm clothes, means every time. So this is a real situation because it is true. I can't talk right now, I'm on a video. It is true. Okay, and I use simple present and simple present to say that I believe it's true. I believe it's true. Okay, and then the last one, real past. If you drove here on the 210 freeway this morning, you probably were in lots of traffic. That's the real past because I believe it was true, or I believe it was possible in the past. But you can see all these underlined verb tenses here. They're all simple tenses. So I'll just remind you what I gave you in your chart, this one. So anytime you're talking about real conditional means you believe it's true or you believe it's possible. And you can see if it's real present, then we use if clause, simple present. Results clause, simple present. Okay? And if you believe it's real for the future, maybe true or possible for the future, you use simple present in the if clause, and you use simple future in the result clause. Okay? But you can see you could use will for simple future, or you could use may. Will means I'm 100% sure that it will happen. And may means I'm like 50% sure, right? Okay, and then can means it's possible. They have the ability. So for this future sentence, I could change it to, if Charlie studies a lot, he may pass his final exam. It means I feel 50% chance. Where's the camera? I feel 50% chance. If I change to he will pass the final exam, that means I feel 100%. Where's that damn camera? I feel 100% sure. And if I change to can, that means I think he has the ability. But all of these are for future. Okay? So if you look at the chart, you see present tense, simple present, simple present. You see real future, simple present, simple future. And then you see real past, simple past, and simple past. Okay? So that's real. Let's move down a little bit. Of course, real is easier for most people than unreal. but we use unreal a lot. So let's do unreal. I'm going to change this to unreal. And you're the speaker, you're the writer, okay? So you believe that it is impossible, or could even be false, okay? Or, you know what I'll say instead of false? I'll say, I'm going to change this. Impossible or very low chance. Okay, so remember, you decide if it's going to be a real situation. That means you believe it's true or possible. Or if it's an unreal situation, that means you believe it's impossible or very, very low chance. So let's look at some unreal situations. Let's do, I should change the order of these a little bit to make present first and future second, and then past. Okay, so I'm going to do present first, unreal. You probably hear other noises in the house, but it's pretty quiet in here. Okay, let's see. I'll start with the if clause. We don't have to. We could start with the results clause. But if, hold on a second. You guys, can you be quiet? That's what happens when the whole family's at home at the same time. Okay, if, let's say I think it's impossible or low chance. If I won the lottery, I would quit my job. So you can notice simple past, if I won the lottery, and would quit. Would quit is would, could, or might quit, base form, my job. Okay, so I have a 15-minute limit here. I might have to make a part 2 video. But if I won the lottery, I would quit my job. Means I think there's very low chance. Of course, it's not really impossible. Some person in the world will win $1 million. But I think it's a very low chance that it will be me. Okay, so if I won the lottery means you can see we put present and future together here. So simple past for the if clause, and would, could, or might, modal, plus base verb for the result clause. Okay, so this is unreal present or future. Okay, and if I change to unreal past, if I had won the lottery last week, comma, I would have quit my job. Okay, this is unreal past. Okay, if I had won, past perfect, in the if clause, I would, could, or might have quit my job. So this one means if I won the lottery last week, I didn't win. Okay, so I'm only talking about imagination because it's impossible to change the past. And then you could say I would have, could have, or might have quit my job. So this is unreal past, and here is the chart. Unreal past. We use past perfect in the if clause, would, might, or could, plus have, plus past participle in the results clause. Now, my recording's going to be shut off, so I'm going to make a part 2, and you guys can watch it, please, to understand before you take the quiz. See you in a second.